Hey guys, it's Jack. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on one of my favorites. I feel like I say that about a lot of bags, but this really is one of my favorites. This is a bag I had wanted, like before I got it, for quite some time. It's the Goyard Saigon Mini Souple. It's just really like one of my favorites for like any kind of more formal occasion or like a wedding or a dinner or something like that. It's seriously such a great bag and it always gets a lot of compliments and makes a statement. So let's get into the measurements. I'll give you a tour. I'll show you what fits and then I'll tell you why I love it. So the Mini Souple is technically one of the smallest Saigons that Goyard makes. Saigon refers to the bag like with the wood handle here. There is a nano that they make, but that's usually done in more of a limited production. And then this mini size comes in a supple like you see here, as well as a structured. The structured is a different construction. It will have two pieces of wood on the front here. But I'll tell you why I chose the supple too in just a moment. But let's go over the tour of the bag. So first things first, measurements. So it does measure 20 centimeters across, 7.5 in the depth, and then 15 centimeters high. It does feature the beechwood handle. So this is a type of poplar wood. You can see each Saigon does have its own grain. So this is a real piece of wood. A lot of people think it's like a bamboo or something, but this is actually fully wood. And then palladium hardware. I believe, from what I'm remembering, I believe some of the limited editions will feature the gold hardware, but most of them in the standard colors will feature the palladium. And then you have the Goyard Dean canvas all throughout, and then calfskin leather trim. The inside of the bag, whereas actually I have the strap, so the strap is detachable. The inside is actually one of, I think, the nicest parts of this bag because it is a goatskin lining, and that is something that the structured versions won't have. So the structured versions of the bag, the ones with the wood on the front, they have a canvas lining, and this one has a goatskin. So I actually really think that's pretty nice. And then you'll get a pocket on the inside here as well. So that's kind of an overview of the bag. You'll see on the front here, the Goyardine canvas. There's this loop where this top flap actually tucks into. And then you have the leather corner panels, leather on the bottom, where you can see there's probably a little bit of wear that you may be able to see there. And then on the back, you also get the Goyardine canvas. The strap that it does come with is detachable. There's no buckle on it, but it does use this series of pins to actually adjust. So I'll show you how that goes on. That's actually a question I also get from people. If I'm not wearing it with the strap and I let people know that it has a strap, they'll be like, where does it go? Like, there's no strap attachment. It actually goes under the handle. I've let my mom borrow this bag and she's asked before, so let's see. So this will be the strap on the longer setting. For me, this is a really comfortable crossbody length. So it's really, easy to use. Honestly, great for travel too. And then if you wanted to, you can also buckle it on the shorter setting here. And then you have more of a shoulder bag. Now the strap does kind of like get this look, but if you just straighten it out, it'll actually just kind of lay flat here. And then what's interesting is also on the strap, it is kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna try to get it in here for you guys. It does say Goyard Paris embossed on the strap. So that is something there. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, that's kind of the overall view of this bag. This bag, before I forget, let me mention the price. This one is $39.80. The structured versions with the wood on the front, those go for like around $6,000 and up. So definitely it is like a different price bracket. But I will say, honestly, I mean, the look I like of the more structured ones. But I will say, for me personally, as a user of the bag, I do prefer this one. I tried the structure when I bought this, and I do kind of feel like this one actually might fit a bit more inside. So that's also something that I found a little interesting. It may be just because the bag is softer, you can kind of like play with it a little bit more there. But yeah, the structured one is pretty limited because of the construction. If you're familiar, think of it as a Cellier versus a Retourné with Hermes. The structured has stitching on the outside, where the Souple, like we have here, has the piping with the stitching on the inside. So if that makes sense to you, that's kind of understanding the construction. And then I'm seeing if I can find a date code on this one. Let's see here. There it is. So this one was made in 2023. You'll see the date code there in the corner. That'll be embossed into the goat skin. So I have had this for quite some time. I mean, right now, I can see a little bit of wear on the inside. Nothing too major. I've let like my friends and family borrow this bag before too, because I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. So I'm like, you can wear it. It's usually something I'll take traveling too because it is so lightweight. And even with other people borrowing it, I don't know, I always feel like I'm gonna be the most careful with my own bags. But even with other people borrowing it, honestly, it's really held up super well. I'm gonna show you guys what fits inside here. So this actually will fit pretty much everything I do carry on a daily basis, which I was surprised about initially. When I got it, I couldn't try anything inside the store, but after using it for quite some time, I feel like I can get everything I really need, all the essentials in. So one of my favorite things to use with it would be a Sonat mini pouch. It goes in super nicely and it kind of takes up that back area of the bag, which I love. It almost feels like it's a built-in pocket there. Then I have my Hermes Calvi here. So that's my card holder that I'm currently using. This is in the box leather. Then we'll put in my keys. This is my 6 key holder. Can't forget hand sanitizer, living in New York. And some gum here. I have some tissues. Since it is flexible, sometimes you kind of have to work with it to get some items inside. It's not that it's stretching out necessarily, but just to kind of move the items around, you do kind of have to like work with the bag a little bit there. And then my AirPods Pro with the Sasam keychain. Let's see here. So that would be pretty much everything inside. It fits really well. Like, this is it pretty much packed. But that being said, this is it packed with the top area being full. But it is interesting because of the shape of it, since it is kind of like, what, a trapezoid shape. You do get a little bit of room to work with on the front and the back. So if you really wanted to stuff it, you could put something in, like maybe a pair of eyeglasses or sunglasses, but you'd probably have to do that first and then take out the items in order to get it out. So something to keep in mind. It does also fit a passport, which when I was traveling, I wore this in Paris and that was actually really helpful. I usually will use this as my wallet when I travel. And so it was nice to be able to put it in here and then just sling it on and go. But yeah, this bag is really great. I feel like it was something that I had wanted for quite some time, but I didn't want to spend the money at the time. I was like, it's a lot of money. Like, I don't know if I really need it. But ever since having it, it's been definitely a go-to bag. Like I said, I always get a lot of compliments. It's something unique. Like, I feel like people don't see a bag with wood handle a lot. And then it's also small enough to where it doesn't feel like informal if you're going to a nice event as well. Also, packing it is super easy because it is supple. So there's a little room to play with. Even if you wanted to stuff it, like when I'm traveling, I've stuffed it before with like socks and underwear, and then it will keep its shape. And then when you get to the destination, you can obviously take those pieces out, put your items in. But yeah, you can see the overall structure of the bag. It is soft, but it holds its shape. So if you want to set it down, it will definitely stand up on its own. And then again, you can wear it with or without a strap, which I love, because sometimes bags, you can tell the strap is an afterthought, or the other way around, it's designed to be worn with a strap, but really this one goes either way. I also love that it has minimal hardware, because if you're wearing like any jewelry or anything, like I don't really wear a lot of jewelry, but if you do, it is nice that it doesn't kind of take away from that with the hardware. It's just the little palladium here, and then the palladium studs that hold the handle shape on. So overall, I really do recommend the Saigon Mini Souple. The structured one is gorgeous. I will say, like that, if I had to choose just based on look, I would definitely choose the structure. But it being $6,000, it is a bit more. And to me, it's kind of a different bag. Like, I would wear this every day. I would wear this with the crossbody just slung around, walking around the city or on vacation, like I said. But for me, the Saigon structure is more of that nighttime, dressy occasion bag. The structured one is just a lot more hard feeling. And then I don't think you can get as many items in that one. Like I said, this one has a little more give and play to it, so you can really stuff it full. While the structured one, it is the shape it is, right? So there's no give. Once you have your items inside, you're not going to be able to like stretch it and put a few more items in. Again, I have this pretty full right now, but it could definitely fit either the eyeglasses here or the passport. Either one of these, I'll just show you guys. So if we wanted to, so that's with the passport in at the back there. So definitely it can fit quite a bit inside. And it is something where if you're traveling, if you're going to a nice occasion, you'll be able to look good, but then also have everything you really need. So it's not going to be one of those bags where you have to compromise. So again, great bag. I definitely recommend. Again, $39.80 is the price. And then you get a really chic bag. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the views and comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great one.